Hello, and welcome to the Bullet Trail, which is the shorter and more direct route to navigate this ePortfolio. And at the beginning of this, we're going to start you off at the Home tab, where you can see your guide. And if you click on this picture, it'll bring you into another site and tell you more about your guide. And if you click on this short video, it will explain the basic navigation of the entire site, and the actual guided tours are explained in greater detail on the tab called the guided tour. So you have two choices of trails, and this video covers the bullet trail, which is the shorter and more direct. Underneath the two video options, you have a detailed listing of the pages that are included in each of the trails. Each of these pages are hyperlinked, so if you chose to navigate this way, you could also do that. And then at the bottom of each and every page is a specific trail directory for the trail that you're on. So we're on the bullet trail, so we'll click next on the bottom. The next page on this tour is the inquiry process, walking you through my inquiry process, my questions, and how I use that to guide the development of this ePortfolio. Then we get into developing a clear understanding of the Pioneer metaphor, how that metaphor, the technology pioneer, fits with the early pioneer and their life and their journeys. Again, we're at the bullet trail, so we must follow along in the bullet trail. Then we get into the Metacore courses, and there's a reflection here on how that fits in with Pioneer Spirit. We get into the first core course, which is 500, and the artifacts are listed. It says here Opens Inscribed. You'll notice that each page is set up in a very similar fashion with the artifacts, general reflection, reflecting toward the future, and next steps. And you'll notice there that I clicked on the wrong trail, so we must go back and click on the bullet trail. The next tab the next page on the bullet trail is continuing with eTech 500. And what this is, it's the theory to practice component. So in the first one was the development of the project. On this page, it's the application of the project. And in my district, I actually implemented this project, and it is still actually in place and functioning this current year. Next tab on the bullet trail is the third component of eTech 500. And we have year one results, and we have some data and some reflection and the conclusion of eTech 500. Then we go into eTech 510. You'll notice each one of these icons you can click on. It brings you to the UBC Met course description for each of the courses. Artifacts are listed, written ones are technology artifacts. These are live links to see the various technology components, general reflection, and reflection toward the future, and next steps. Foundations, which is eTech 511, same design. eTech 511, again, we'll click on the bullet trail, eTech 512. This brings you to written assignments, and it brings you to a WordPress blog, general reflection, reflecting toward the future, and next steps. eTech 512, a focus on what is safe, what is ethical, and what is legal, and how we use that frame when we're teaching, artifacts, reflections, and next steps. Facing reality is the grim realities faced by pioneers, and and also when we're doing research and implementing new leadership around technology in schools, there are some grim realities there for us. 520, this is around creating and managing learning technologies in higher education, artifacts, reflection, and next steps. Knowledge building, eTech 530, connections to pioneer life, the written artifacts, reflections, reflecting toward the future, and next steps. Knowledge transmission, eTech 532, artifacts, reflection, reflecting toward the future, and next steps. eTech 565A, LMS development, again, similar design, and easy to navigate. Learning experiences, which is eTech 531, set up so that we look at culture and new media studies, examples of those assignments, reflection, and next steps. A summary of the learning that I've reflected back upon the inquiry questions and looked over the duration of the 3 years it took me to complete the MET program, and my reflection on its entirety is there. Brings you to the rubric once again. You can click here, bring up the rubric, and do the assessment. And with the bullet trail, the next step is the references. And at the bottom of the page, you can either go to the rubric or go back home. Thank you very much for walking through, and I look forward to reading your comments. Thanks again.